What if your baby's brain isn't just growing right now? What if it's being programmed for calm or for stress? And here's the part that gets me every time I think about it. You're the one writing that program every single hour without even realizing it. Stay with me for a few minutes because by the end of this, you're going to look at every cry, every wait, every rushed moment a little differently. There's a wiring process happening inside your baby's skull right now, and today we're pulling back the curtain on how it actually works. Welcome back to Baby Care World. First time here, hit subscribe. We go deep into the real science behind your baby's brain. No fluff, no guesswork, just what the research shows. So, the question in the title, is your baby's brain wired for stress? Short answer, yes, but not the way you're probably picturing it and not in a way that should scare you. Start with the foundation. A newborn brain shows up unfinished. Only a fraction of the wiring is in place at birth. The rest, especially the parts responsible for calming down, managing fear, feeling safe, gets built after birth, shaped almost entirely by experience. And the biggest shaper of that experience is you. Inside your baby's brain sits a structure called the amygdala. Think smoke detector. It's one of the earliest parts of the brain to come online, and it's extremely sensitive. Its job is simple: detect threat, sound the alarm. Here's the catch. In a newborn, that smoke detector is wired up long before the fire extinguisher is even installed. The fire extinguisher, the prefrontal cortex, the part that calms things down and puts events into perspective, doesn't finish developing until the mid-20s. So for years, your baby's brain runs on an alarm system with no real off switch. That's not a flaw, that's biology buying time because the off switch is supposed to come from you. This is co-regulation. Your baby can't calm their own nervous system yet, so they borrow yours. When you respond to their distress with warmth, your steady heart rate, calm voice, slow breathing, all of it gets absorbed by their nervous system like a template. Over time, thousands of these small moments teach the amygdala something. The alarm can be trusted to switch off. Help comes, the world resets. That's how a stress-resilient brain gets built, one calm response at a time. Here's the part almost nobody explains well, and it's the part that matters most for this whole video. What happens when that calming response isn't consistent? Researchers have measured this using cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. In babies who face frequent, unpredictable gaps between distress and comfort, cortisol doesn't spike and settle back down the way it's supposed to. It stays elevated longer. Repeated elevated cortisol during infancy has been linked, in more than one study, to changes in the size and reactivity of the amygdala itself. Put plainly, an alarm system that keeps getting triggered without resolving doesn't calm down over time. It gets more sensitive. It starts going off faster and louder at smaller triggers. That's a brain wiring itself for a stressful world, because from where it sits, that's the world it thinks it's in. Let me make this concrete because cortisol and amygdala can just wash over you if I leave it abstract. Picture two versions of the same evening, same baby, same house. In the first, your baby fusses in the crib, you go in, pick them up, and within a minute or two, their body softens against yours, breathing slows, they settle. In the second, your baby fusses, nobody comes for a while, they escalate to full crying, and by the time you arrive, it takes much longer to bring them back down, longer than it would have taken if you'd gone in early. From the outside, both nights look like a baby who eventually calmed down. Biologically, they're not the same event at all. In the second one, the nervous system climbed much higher before finding its way back to baseline. And it's that repeated climbing, night after night, week after week, that researchers think recalibrates the alarm threshold over time. The baby isn't learning independence in that moment. They're learning that the climb is normal, that it's just what happens. Before you spiral into guilt, here's what most parenting videos skip. This isn't about perfection. Researchers going back to the psychoanalyst Donald Winnicott found something reassuring. Babies don't need flawless responsiveness. They need what he called good enough care, consistent enough that the nervous system learns, on average, help is coming. Missed moments, late responses, the days you're too tired to respond instantly, none of that rewires anything on its own. It's the pattern across weeks and months that matters, not any one moment. So what decides whether that pattern tilts toward a calm brain or a reactive one? 3 things the research keeps circling back to. First, predictability. Babies don't need instant responses, they need reliable ones. A nervous system that can predict, cry, then comfort follows, eventually stops needing to escalate to get that comfort. It's unpredictability, not slowness, that keeps the alarm system on edge. Second, your own nervous system. This one surprises people. Studies using heart rate monitors on mothers and infants have found something called physiological synchrony. Your baby's heart rate and stress hormones start mirroring yours in real time. If you're chronically wound tight, your baby's baseline stress often climbs with it, even if you never say a word about how you feel. Your calm or your chaos is contagious at a biological level. Third, repair. Every parent misses a cue sometimes. That's just how it goes. What protects a developing brain isn't the absence of disconnection, it's the return afterward. The moment you come back, re-engage, and say, without needing any words, I'm here now. That repair sequence teaches a baby's amygdala that ruptures are temporary and survivable. That one lesson, more than any toy or class or milestone chart, is one of the strongest predictors of long-term emotional resilience researchers have found. So, is your baby's brain wired for stress? Right now, it's wired for potential. Every interaction is laying down circuitry, and the direction that circuitry grows in, toward chronic reactivity or toward stability, has more to do with pattern than with any single moment you'll actually remember. That should feel less like pressure and more like relief, because it means you don't have to get every second right. You just have to keep showing up enough of the time that your baby's nervous system learns the truth. This world responds, this world is survivable, this world is safe. If something here shifted how you'll respond next time your baby cries, or next time you catch yourself rushing through a moment you could actually slow down for, that's the whole point. Share it with a parent who needs to hear it, and tell me in the comments what's one small thing you're going to do differently after watching this. I read every single one, and I'll see you in the next video.